What's going on, family? You are now locked into 10 Toes Down Experience. Make sure you lock the door, throw away the key. This is your host, Goddess Kia. To the left of me.
Shaka L. Bay in the building.
To the right of me.
Y'all know what it is. It's your boy King Highs, I'm direct, man.
And we have a very special guest.
We going to Pennsylvania.
What's going on? It's your guy, Mcfly, a.k.a. the 5'10" giant.
Yo, man, we appreciate you pulling up, man.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yes.
Man, when you think of Allentown, everybody I know from up here that goes to Allentown go down there to hustle.
Yo, everybody say that. Every time I do an interview,
Relax.
Yeah, that's a big thing, for sure.
Yeah. So, how far is Allentown from Philly?
From Philly, it's like an hour.
Like an hour?
It's like an hour from Philly and an hour and a half from New York.
Copy. All right, cool. So, you're right there.
Hour, 40 minutes, something like that.
So, you know what I mean? We're going to go start from the beginning with your upbringing, man. The experience of growing up in a smaller town. You know, the trials and tribulations that come with being somebody that's talented in a smaller town that, you know, people might hate on you and might not give you the same love that you deserve or whatever because, you know, they don't have the talent that you have. So, you know, what's that, you know, describe to the audience the Allentown experience.
Yeah, so I was originally born in Newark, New Jersey.
Copy, all right.
And we moved out to Pennsylvania. And it's crazy because I went from a place where it was like 95% black people, 5% white people, maybe 5%, maybe more like 3%.
This is Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
And then I moved to Pennsylvania. I started off in Bethlehem where it was like the opposite. And then Allentown is like a little more diverse. Mm-hmm. So growing up there and everything, it's that small town mentality. Like nobody never really made it. You know, like when y'all come from out here, like it's a lot of people that made it. So you got somebody to look up, like some type of inspiration. Mm-hmm. Like yo, I see somebody personally every day that, you know, I know people be coming back and forth to the hood and all that. But like out there, ain't nobody did shit out there. Mm-hmm. You got Larry Holmes, he from out there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he from Easton, but no rappers, no music, nothing like that. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like I was the first person like to get into the game and get like signed and work with other artists and stuff like that. So it come with a lot of hate too, because a lot of people that feel like, oh, I'm nicer than him, I should be in that position, or I've been grinding longer than him, or I'm from here. How he not really from here and he repping this town and all, you know, it's like a lot of that going on. Mm.
At what age did you move from Newark to?
I had just turned like a teenager when I moved out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the reason why I say that because a lot of people be feeling like to me, I look at where you from as like where you went to school at and like high school mainly.
Copy.
So that's how I count it. So when I do interviews, I say I'm from Allentown. But like a lot of people, like they went to the elementary school to get together, middle school, high school. So like I moved around a lot. Like my mother, we was always getting kicked out and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I moved around a lot in Jersey, and then I moved a lot when I moved to PA. Mm-hmm. So like I don't have a block that I like grew up on my whole life. We moved around, but I feel like that always helped me because it helped me like adapt to different other types of demographics of people and all that.
This is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's kind of like you got the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's really turning a negative into a positive because not many people can really say that. Like you have people in Brooklyn, ain't never left Brooklyn. You know, so it's almost like they don't even realize that it is a whole world outside of your block.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you don't really leave a specific, it could be any area. It could be Brooklyn, it could be LA, it could be a rural community, whatever. But like if you only in that one area your whole life, it kind of makes you closed-minded because like you don't see life from other perspectives, like different groups of people.
That's a
I'll be
fact.
saying that like white people that's from, you know, farm areas where ain't no black people. Our people that, you know, we don't see them too much, Spanish, any Asian, anything. When you are just around that same group of people all day, it's like it make it hard for you to like communicate or like interact with the other groups of people. So it's like you gotta travel, even if you grew up that way. When you get older, you gotta break that.
You break the cycle, open up your mind.
Yeah.
It's funny how you say that because I was a dude that always was. I'm a Bronx dude, so I'm like, I'm in the Bronx, man. Fuck everything else. I'm Bronx nigga. But then you get a certain age, and it's like, damn, I know this like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
I want to see something else.
Yeah.
And I started going out to the Midwest. I started going down south. And I remember the first time I went out to LA, right? And I came back to the hood, and niggas looking at me different. And I'm like, nah, nigga, you go online, book the ticket, and you could go.
Right.
But to them, I had to realize with them, like, oh, nah, to them that's far-fetched because they ain't never gonna go out
They
there.
don't understand how easy it really is to do that.
Facts.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say like that money that we spend to go to Miami for the weekend or to Orlando or to LA, it's like they'll spend that in the club on a couple bottles and some hookah and all that, and it's like, damn.
Please tell me
You could have went somewhere for the weekend, at least for 2-3 days.
Could have made it worth your while.
Exactly.
Right. That's interesting.
And you know, it's crazy because it was kind of like, you know, I remember like, I think I told Shock the story once. Just to add on what you're saying, how I was in Nevada, right? And I'm in the mountain. I'm like, it's this little strip that go from LA to Nevada. There's one highway. I forget the highway they call it. But you know what I'm talking about. So like, you in the part like, where it's in the mountain, you just by the mountains or whatever, and it's nighttime, B. And the stars is like bright like crazy.
Oh my God.
So I'm a nigga from the South Bronx. I'd never seen these stars before.
Yeah.
So I'm high as hell, but then I started crying because I'm like, damn, I never seen nothing like that before. It just blew my mind. Like, damn, the sky is beautiful. Because where I'm from, all you see is clouds, literally. You don't see
clouds and buildings.
Clouds and buildings. You don't see the
right
stars.
down here. You don't see it up there. Yeah.
Isn't that
You know what I
interesting?
mean?
Yes, when I went to Honduras, I just seen like a whole bunch of like, you know, even certain places, like you said, in the rural areas, you get that opportunity to see that, and you started crying.
Yeah, it just I never experienced that, and then, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
That's real shit.
Right.
Because I didn't think I was gonna get a chance to see that.
Right.
So the fact that I'm seeing that, I'm like, damn, if I could go here, then I could go across seas one day. I could go anywhere in the world because it was like inspiring to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing shit that I only watched on TV, and you know what I'm saying? You thinking this is on TV. That ain't possible until I'm actually doing it. I'm like, oh shit, this is possible. This is high. You know what I'm saying? For real. But so it's dope because you coming from a place where you bringing, you know, you got a lot of hate, but you bringing niggas inspiration also. Because you showing niggas like, damn, I could go ahead and do it. So now we always ask everybody this, like every artist, producer has this one moment in their life when they say, yo, this is I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
So for you, what was that moment?
I think that was when I was a kid. I remember that Wu-Tang double CD album came out, the Wu-Tang Forever. And I'm listening to this and I'm like, damn, I like how RZA produced this project, put everybody together, and then he rapping on it too. And I'm like, damn, this sounds like something that it's just that I don't know if it was more so like I was just a fan of the music, but it's like I just really knew that I could probably do this too. At the same time while I'm listening to it, like, damn, I wanna make beats. I ain't know nothing about making no beats and that. I wanna make beats, I wanna write, I wanna do this. It took a lot of years after that before I really got to do it. But I think I always remember that part of my life. Like that was a part where I was like, it was like a turning point.
Yeah. It sparked that.
Yeah, it sparked something.
We call that shit. That was your 10 toes moment. Where you was like, listen, feet to the ground. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going straight ahead. This is what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that definitely was that.
Right.
So now you go from Newark to Allentown. And you know, you see the experience or whatever. So now, you know what I mean, you're in high school, you're getting older. You talk about people from those towns not necessarily making it out, staying in the same place. So like you get in high school and what's on your mind? Like, okay, are you comfortable where you at? Are you saying, nah, this ain't it. I gotta go ahead and make some moves.
Yeah, like when I was in high school, that's when I started getting into hustling and all that. You know, you want to get the new sneakers that's out, the clothes. You know what I mean? You got to figure it out.
Yes.
So
peer pressure.
Yeah, every teenager goes through that.
So I started getting into that, and then I started getting so deep with it. I started having the people meeting me at the school. I'm like, y'all got to go to the bathroom. I'm running outside, meeting people real fast.
Okay.
Then I'm like, damn, yo, school ain't really. I'm making kind of like starting to make as much money as the teachers is making. Like they always complaining about how they going through stuff in life and they ain't rich and all that. I'm like, maybe I could fast forward what I'm doing by not being here. That wasn't the smart thing to do, but I'm saying as a teenager, that's what I'm thinking.
I get it.
So I'm missing a lot of days. They kicked me out of there, whatever. And then I had to like kind of like jumpstart my life at a young age to where I'm like, I'm renting a room, like a studio apartment when I'm like 17, 18, already out, just doing.
On your own, business.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's kind of how my high school went.
See,
but I did go back and get my GED after I got locked up when I was like 19.
Did you ever go back? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's that? Describe that experience, because we live in a day and age where it's kind of like a lot of these teenagers are spoon fed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They still sucking on the titty, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
Niggas ain't living home no time soon.
Yeah.
And like me and you probably in the same age range. So we come from that era where we all come from the era when you had to get out and get it.
You better get it on you better get it on your gristle.
You gotta get it.
Yeah.
It's a different time and era. Two different things,
Yeah, like a lot of the stuff that I was doing as a teenager, I think about my kids. I'm like, I can't picture them going through the same type of stuff I was going through. Like, I was coming from, like how you said, people was going out to Allentown, the hustle and all that. Like, I was coming out here to grab shit, whatever, bring it back on the van, going out there. And I can't
Chinese
picture
bus.
my kids doing something like that now.
Chinese bus.
Crazy.
They had like this little van. It was $20. I think they had a Chinese bus too. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They had that.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
They got that one. Go to the casino. You get free credits and everything.
Oh yeah. Go out there, press your luck a little bit.
Might make out better.
You said like you kind of equate like around your high school year. It kind of depicts or determine where you're really from. Where did you get that analogy from? Because I've never heard that before. Some people say, look, I was in elementary, that's wherever I was born.
Yeah,
that's
because I feel like
last years.
That's where you really grow into the person you are. Like
around that time.
When you like 15, 16, 17 years old, that's like where you really turn into who you going to be in life. And a lot of people, like especially like out there in Allentown, it'll be people that's like, oh, I'm from the Bronx or I'm from here. But I'm like, damn, if I go to that block out there, ain't nobody know who you are. You lived there when you was 10 years old.
I had an argument with somebody about that. Like, stop this with this Harlem. You've been up there in the mountains for a long time. Stop. I'm tired of this. I mean, I was,
It's a lot of that going on out there.
Yeah. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
Mindset. And what I like about it, like he said, is a positive thing, because some people have family that's in the army and they're moving around, and I always hear negative stuff like, I never got time to stay here or time to stay there. But you don't have that experience. It seemed like you kind of liked the diversity and moving around. Bethlehem, I love Bethlehem. I've been there.
Oh, you been there?
Yes.
That's where they got the casino right now.
During COVID, I stayed up there and I loved it. The mountains.
Yeah, they got nice areas over there.
Candlewood. I lived in Candlewood Hotel. I was like, this. I like
it's a little bit nicer than Allentown.
Yes.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
I don't know about. I can't say yes because I haven't visited Allentown, but Bethlehem is really a great place.
Well, Allentown is a little bit different. It is diverse, but it's almost like, if you want to compare the two, it's almost like Bethlehem is here and Allentown is like right on its heels. It's like maybe a step behind what's going on in Bethlehem. I mean, I don't know how the economics of the area is, but I know it's mostly that most cities are like college towns.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Bethlehem more is than Allentown. So Allentown is the third largest city in the state. You got Philly, then you got Pittsburgh, and then you got Allentown.
Okay.
Oh.
But Bethlehem, whoever was running that city, they spent a little more time and money on developing the city, like making stuff nice,
Right.
having a nice little downtown area. Like Allentown did it too, but they did it after. And it's kind of like not as put together, I would say, as Bethlehem is. But they got a lot of suburban more areas in Bethlehem.
Right.
That I
Allentown
think
got
that might be the difference.
Yeah, Allentown feel more like a city than Bethlehem do.
Okay, so let me ask you one question. What would you choose right now to be between Newark, Bethlehem, and Allentown? In hindsight, you know, from your childhood, where would you have preferred to stay if you had a choice?
I mean, Newark is one of them places where it's like, if you ain't got no reason to be there, you really don't go there.
That's a fact.
Okay.
You got a real reason to be there.
Yeah.
No, they've been in fix it mode for like a couple of decades.
Yeah, the
now.
downtown looking nice though. They
come downtown.
Yeah,
So
I was out there
Newark,
today
off the list.
and yesterday.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Downtown used to be dangerous too. Shit.
Yeah.
well, you know what?
shit,
It's a lot. Yeah, it's very much a lot.
Okay, so that's
It's
off my list.
a lot different. It's a lot different. But when you go off into them side streets, though,
Oh yeah.
it's a whole lot of the same shit going on.
Yeah, I remember
Oh, my
living
goodness.
in Newark and just like stepping over crack bottles and
What?
all kind of garbage in the street. Everybody just, you know, they eat a bag of chips and throw it in the street like nobody. It was wild. So moving from that to Pennsylvania, I'm like, damn, this is more like civilization out here.
Okay.
So let me ask you this question, right? So like, at the time, right? You in high school. What's the theme music? What you listening to? What everybody playing in the streets as far as like music or whatever?
For me, it was Dipset. I got Kanye West had just came out really when I think I was in like 9th grade or something like that. He was getting big, so I was listening to him. I always been a fan of producer rappers. So I like samples. So I always like Dipset, like the Heat Makers making the beats and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that for me that's what that was. A lot of people listen to 50 Cent and all, but to me I listen to a lot of Dipset, Kanye West, Jay-Z. That was like my high school type soundtrack.
Copy.
Okay, so you have a broad ear as far as the music is concerned.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
because you can listen to a little bit of this and see, you know, you can see the gem in that, and then you can listen to something on this side where the sounds are totally different, but they both have gems in them. You know.
Yeah,
And
like I listen to all genres of music too.
Yeah,
like with me, it ain't like back then it was all hip hop rap, but now like I listen to alternative shit. I listen to
Country.
That's I don't know, country the only one I ain't never really get into like that. I don't even know who that is.
Don't really, y'all.
Sound a girl from my block.
Word.
I listen to everything. I like
Boo Boo.
No, Shabuzi.
it. Sounds familiar. but I
Got
don't
me.
know that.
Welcome to read to the full. Come on, gotta get your cowboy hat on. You know what?
No,
Never
but
mind.
I feel where you at
I'm
as far
eccentric.
producer wise. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk producer right now.
That is what
producer
I hear
to
in you,
producer.
right? That's what you do.
You know what I'm saying? I can relate to that because once you start to really delve into the craft, you know, you want to know as much as you can know in it. So you will experiment and listen to classical, jazz, like you said, the alternative.
As a producer,
you know,
especially when you be sampling,
because you want to hear the instruments.
Yeah.
You want to hear the riffs. You want to hear the rhythms that they, you know, you want to kind of get into that moment to feel that moment so that you can create your moment.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's just how I approach
I
it.
feel like
You know what I'm saying?
producers have 4 ears. Because he'll be like, you hear that? I'm like, no, I don't. What you hear? No, I don't hear that. I just hear a beat. You don't hear the extra sound?
It'd be a whole band, and I'd be like, you don't hear that cowbell?
Watching a movie, no,
you don't hear
that.
that. You don't hear that. You don't hear that like the.
So you came in with the producer mentality in conjunction with the music, which is very rare. You know, some people, I want to be a rapper, I want to be a singer, but you came in specifically wanting to produce while creating your music as well.
Yeah, so the reason why that even happened, because when I was in high school, we was recording, and it was hard to get beats. Like, I would go online looking up beats and all that, but I downloaded some programs on the computer, making quick, easy stuff on this program called Acid. It was basically you just drag the file, like you ain't really making beats. You just dragging the file out,
Right.
and then they compose a whole beat. But that it turned into me like just trying to like not. I ain't had no money really to be, or it ain't that I had it. I ain't want to spend the money on beats.
Right.
So
Back
like
then, you
that's one
spending
of the
bread.
things rappers be doing. Like they'll have money and they'll spend it on dumb shit, but they don't want to pay producers for some reason. And I was a victim of that at first.
Right.
Now that I'm on that side, I'm like, damn, I don't understand it.
You gotta pay me.
Yeah.
You said I don't understand.
But I didn't want to pay for beats, so I was just learning how to do it on the computer. Then I just started sampling, and that's it. I just got forced into it. But I wanted to rap on the beats I was making.
So when you get to the point where you start, you making beats now, right? And then you get to the point where it's like, yo, I'm nice with this shit. I could do something with it. Where's that point where it's like, yeah, I'm about to go ahead and make some moves.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought that prematurely before,
All right.
before I really was nice enough to do that. I always thought that for some reason.
That's funny.
But I think like once I think I say like it happened after years of doing shit, trying stuff, failing, doing stuff, failing. And then once other people started telling me, that's when I knew that it was all right. It's not just in my mind that I think I'm nice at this. When other people started telling me, or other people started like, yo, let me buy your CD, and
Yeah, you actually reaching them now. Like you you reaching them because they like, yo.
Like I ain't gonna be one of the people that's
shit.
like, yo, I just recorded 1-2 songs and everybody was fucking with me. Like, nah, it took a while for me. Like for me, in my mind, I thought I was good and all that, but it took a while. Like everybody always thought I was good with beats, but it was with the rapping part that like I really had to. I had to work on my craft more. The beats was always there, but the rhyming shit, that shit took a minute.
Let me ask you a question. You ever you produce some shit and then you give it to a rapper and then you feel like, nah, this nigga don't know what to do with this. I need to go ahead and take this for myself.
What?
That happened a couple times.
Yeah.
Mainly with like the local rappers.
Copy.
Because sometimes they have some bread and they pick, oh, I want this beat. I'm like, you sure you want that one? I got something else you might want.
Like I kind of hear you on this.
One, right. No, I'm sure I want that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you ever lie about it?
That's why I like leasing the beats, so then they don't be owning them.
Okay.
I sell the same lease 1,000 times.
Right.
But like once they buy it and they own it, it's like, damn, it's a wrap for that.
So,
That's
you know what I mean? Now we getting into the business part. And we always talk about the business part.
Yes.
So, you know what I mean?
Yes, that's my thing. I'm the money lady, you know.
Oh,
So
okay,
I just,
okay.
from my observation and hearing like the old school rappers, singers, I remember like a Left Eye breaking down this list of exemptions with their money and how they're left with like pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, they got
and
done
so
dirty.
now it's like we're in 2025. Yes, we understand that you have this craft and this skill and the love and passion for hip hop, but what steps are you taking on the business side to make sure that you're good when it comes to your music? Whether it's submitting your music into a portal and making sure you get the residuals from it, making sure you have it copyright and it's your ownership of it. And as we always hear, owning your masters, owning your rights. Like, how important is that to you?
I try to always let artists know that like signing to these majors ain't always what it's cracked up to be.
Okay.
Like what good is making a hit and all that if you only getting 2% of it and they keeping all the bread? I know the numbers ain't really exactly that, but I'm saying like
0.1%.
Right.
now if you build something organically and you put your own money, you running ads, you promoting it, you paying people on TikTok and all that to do little viral videos and everything, and then you really build something from the ground up. If your paperwork is right, you own all the publishing and everything. You register your records and they on the sound scan and all that stuff. You really could eat. Like a lot of people be thinking just streaming money. But that's just only one part of the money that comes in.
Yes, it's multiple ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like you could get paid off a song a lot of ways. Like even if you just doing like if you putting your music in the sync licensing, submitting your music so it can get put in video games, get put in movie soundtracks.
Now they got NFTs and
yeah, just stuff like that. Even if you were producing, you just making beats, like making beat albums and submitting them. Because if an artist wind up doing a song and they gotta pay you, you get your royalties from that. I always tell artists like just learn the game, like just always fill out all the paperwork that you gotta do, like with the publishing sheet. All of that stuff is way more important than like just going out there performing the record. Even when you perform a record, people don't know you get paid for that too. Like BMI will pay you when you let them know the venue that you performed at. No, that's a royalty too. A lot of artists don't know stuff like that.
How important is building your brand and building your community? Because, you know, that seems to be the thing now. You know, you can make money from merch. You can make money from doing your own events.
Merch is real big, too.
Yes. You know, and so I always, you know, tell artists to consider all of those things. Build your community. Yeah. You know?
Like, I always tell artists, too, because I got a team. So when I was saying, I'll be telling them, like, trying to school them stuff, like, yo, even if you do a free show, it's not really a free show. Because when you get there, if you got T-shirts and you got download little cards, whatever, with the project or anything, cups with your logo on it.
I like your mentality.
You can put your logo on this little dog right here and have a bunch of them there.
Yeah.
You could sell everything, hats, glasses, whatever you could think of. Yeah. Now, if you go do a show and it's 100 people there, if you could get at least 20 of them to spend $10.
That's right.
That's money right there. But a lot of people don't be looking at that. They just think, I'm going to go perform. I don't want to do this show. It's free.
Let me ask you this question. Something just popped in my mind, right? I noticed a lot of artists, especially like in the Northeast. Yeah. Then the South, not so much, because the South, they going to go out. One thing about down South, niggas is hustlers. They going to go get it how they going to get it. That's why, you know what I mean? Nigga travel from Louisiana to Atlanta to
because everything's so spread out.
Yeah, everything's so spread out.
But that makes a difference.
Like Pennsylvania, right? It's a lot of universities and colleges in Pennsylvania. Yeah. There's a lot of universities in Massachusetts, New York State, Jersey, what have you. How come more artists don't go ahead and go the college tour route to go ahead and make money?
Yeah, that's why I don't never understand that, because I be doing stuff like that. Like I like to hit the colleges up. Every college got a radio station.
Come on now.
They play your music. They got a person that's in charge of booking talent for a lot of events. You could call and get this information easily. You could go online and you can look this stuff up, even if you call the radio station. Yeah,
come on.
They have major holidays,
event venues at all the colleges.
They have to do it.
I used to work in one, so I know how that worked.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to work in. They had a Lehigh University out there. I used to work on the sound and the stage. And I used to see how they were just booking people and spending money. They had a budget. They got to run the money.
Yeah.
They got to spend that bread.
They got to spend it. If you want more, you got to show us that you could.
Once those college students love
spend it. Yeah, I mean, because
that's you go and do free shows at the frat parties.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my God. See, and that. See, you hitting on something there, because those are the future corporate people. So when they know about you and they fuck with you like that,
they'll even invest.
They gonna be like, yo, my man over here, we gonna, who can we get? Yo, I got him. I got you. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I sold over 20,000 CDs for like a couple years time period, and a lot of the CDs we was selling was at the colleges. Walking around, yo, I got my CD for sale. Let me get $5. Sometimes they give me $10. Sometimes they give us $20. Any type of music festival, people spend bread at all the, like, they go out the house, they take money and they want to spend it all before they leave.
Especially college, because the perception now, and it's been like that for a while, have fun. Let's party. So they like doing these events. They like, it's party. Because my son is 17. I'm talking to him now about this college situation,
Oh, yeah.
But like, especially getting into these fraternities and people are like dying because of all these rituals and craziness going on. But they want to party. And that's where you come in with the music.
Yeah.
And they're tuned up. You know what I mean? And once you got their support, it's going to go viral. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna make sure.
That always was a great route. I don't understand why I don't see a lot of artists doing that.
Right. Hopefully they're gonna listen to this and they're gonna make some different moves.
Yeah, it's crazy because I just be checking, like, especially like, you know, us being from the city, right? And like, I love New York, you know what I mean? I'm a Bronx nigga through and through, but a lot of us, like, we think the 5 boroughs is the world, and we forget that now there's a whole nother world outside the 5 boroughs.
Yeah.
And like, you look at people like 38, Benny, West Side Gun, and them guys, and how they took over the whole. People forget New York State is big as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And them niggas took over the whole state.
Yeah.
Literally, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, them niggas been doing anything.
From the
I got
outside
10, 15 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even more than that. Like, I remember my cousin Jay was on the run, and he was hiding up in Buffalo, like, just like 2 decades ago. But they was talking about the Black Soprano family back then.
Oh, what?
And this old true story. It's like 03, 04 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So them dudes been doing music for a minute and doing anything.
Yeah.
So, you know, segue. I see you got the joint with Ricky Hyde. That's a dope video. You know what I mean? Dope song.
Good look.
How did you cultivate the relationship with him, Benny, and the BSF members, the Black Soprano family guys?
Yeah, so shout out to Benny too, because he looked out. He one of the first rappers that really did a lot of favors for me without
Shout out to Benny.
Yeah, but my bro Ted, he's also one of my managers. I don't know. I just started listening to Benny one day, and I was like, yo, oh yeah, what happened? I had stopped doing music, and I came back because I had a lot of family members dying or whatever, and then something made me want to come back to it. So now I'm listening to what the music is right now. So I'm listening to Benny, and I'm like, yo, I want to work with him. And he tell like, yo, I just met him like a couple days ago. I could put the phone call in, you know what I mean? See what's up. So like the first time I met Benny, I paid to go to one of his shows. Cause his boy was like, yo, I could get you in, but when I got there, he like, oh, it's too many people. But I ain't care. I'm like, yo, I want to meet him. So I paid $50, got in the event or whatever. Met him for like probably 30 seconds.
Wow.
But you always got to do that first initial. Bless you. You always got to do that first initial meeting. So I pulled up to that, went to another show. I went to Jersey to this one. I went to New York to that one. Just showing my face.
Hustling.
Yeah. So then
y'all hear it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now
so then Ted and him is growing a better relationship. He played some beats for him. So I remember Benny hit him at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, who the fuck made these beats? Oh, that's my cuz Red made them. So the next time I see him, he like, yo, I want you to come to Buffalo. So I go out there. We cut like 8 to 10 records while we out there for a couple of days. Did all the records with him. I did The Warehouse, him, OT The Real, Fuego Bass.
That's a dope ass song too.
Oh, good looks, appreciate that.
That's a dope ass song.
That was like the first one that came out from those records that we did too.
You know what I mean? And that's why I cut you up, man. Well, that song just put you in a certain zone, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like you got certain songs that you wake up to in the morning and start playing motivation music to go and do what you gotta do. That's one of them type of songs.
That's your hustle motivation right there.
You know what I'm saying?
We did that record at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I still remember like listening to that. Like, damn, I hope he shoot a video to this because this joint crazy.
Yeah.
I was just hoping he'd keep the record because a lot of records I produced got scrapped over the years. So just going out there working and grinding and not asking for nothing, like just showing like, yo, I'm gonna take this 6-hour drive, I'm gonna go out there and just work. And eventually, it paid off. So Rick did some records with me. I got some records with El Camino I ain't dropped yet. Fuego Bass. Basically the whole team. Heem. I got the joint with OT The Real. And then Benny gave me a record. It was one of the ones he did on my beat.
That's the one that's on World Star, right? OT.
Oh yeah. Cool. So that was a OT. I'm a fan of because he's from PA too. So he like one of the top spitters in Philly right now.
Yeah, he doing this thing.
Yeah, phenomenal.
So like Benny, he ain't had to do that. He could have been like, yo, you gotta buy that record from me, or he could have been like, pay me for a fee. You know what I mean? Right. Even though he used the beats or whatever, but it's like he still didn't really owe me that because that was just an opportunity that he gave me at the end of the day. I still got paid from it on the publishing and everything. So him giving me that record, it was like that was a blessing.
So your first song with him, just your first encounter, how was that? Because it just seems like it was, you guys are in sync with one another? Because sometimes people go in the studio, they make music, but it just is not cutting out. The vibes are not there.
Oh, yeah,
What was
yeah.
that first process with you with him? Were you nervous, or did y'all just kind of connect?
Any producers, any artist that's on a certain level, like when I pull up and I play records,
Yeah.
there's always a little bit where you like, damn, what if I play like 20 records and they don't like none of them?
Right.
But then you got to remember, like, damn, he liked what he heard already so far. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here right now.
Right.
So let me just throw these on and just see what it do. But I remember I had threw the first beat on and they all started writing to it right there.
Wow.
I wanted to play other shit. I was like, this is the warm up jam. The first beat I played.
They like, yo, hold on. We'll start that up. Start that over again.
Yeah.
You gotta throw your warm up beat on before you start throwing the other.
Yeah.
I've been in them rooms. I'm like, look at them. They just, this is nice. This is nice.
But it's the stuff you never know going really rock. Like,
Right.
it's records that rappers rapped on that I did that I would have never played, but somehow they heard it and they wound up doing songs on it. So that always happens. It's not about like what we think is hot. It's about what they think.
And an OG producer, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that's like up there in the game. Once told me, whenever you do a track, even if you don't like it, don't scrap it. Because what you like is not going to be what the next person likes.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? And like you said, I played beats and it was like, oh, my bad. You hit something. Oh, no. You trying to get to the next one. You go, no. Play that one. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, man. And they like, you know, and you be like,
many a time.
Wow. You know, so that's for all of y'all young producers coming up and grinding. Your idea is your idea. You've captured a moment right then and there. And you don't know how that moment is going to be perceived by anybody else when they hear it. So when you doing your tracks, even if you don't finish it, keep the idea. You don't know who's going to like it when they hear it.
Wow.
And if you don't believe them, next time you're in the studio, play the records that you like, right? And play the ones that you don't want to play for like 3 seconds. Play it bad for 3 seconds, turn it off. I'll guarantee you somebody will be like, no, hold on, what was that? Go back to that.
Oh, man.
That happened all the time.
Wow. That's interesting how the universe works with that stuff.
So now, how did you cultivate the relationship with French?
That came about, so one of my managers, Ted, he grew up with French. So I remember Ted had got locked up and I met him when he came home and he came to PA. He one of them people where he want to know what's going on wherever he at. Like, yo, who's hot out here?
Right.
So he went asking and stuff and people was like, yo, Red, the one that's doing something. So he came, we pulled up to the studio and then we just clicked from like day one. It's been like family mode like since then. And I remember he plugged me in with French. But I knew French and Chinks and the whole Coke Boys team. I did beats for them and everything for years.
Right.
But like, I feel like French didn't really listen to me as an artist. It was more like every time I see him, he's like, all right, what beats you got? It was never like on artist mode. Plus, he didn't really have a reason to because I wasn't really super consistent with it like how I am now.
Yeah.
Right.
I would just like, I would make a record, drop it, it don't do what I think, then I wait like 6 months and then drop another record. It never was real consistent work. So he had reason to be like that. I remember like when I was saying how a lot of my family members died, I had stepped away from it and I came back, which was like 2 years ago.
My condolences.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. And I went like super hard. I was like, yo, I'm dropping a video every month. I'm dropping new records, spending money on videos and then marketing and all of that. So I wound up getting a meeting at Monarch, which used to be E1 and Koch Records. So after that meeting, French was he was recording in the studio. I pulled up on him. I just said it as a, like jokingly, like, yo, when you gonna sign me to the label, bro? And he's like, yo, I got you. I'm working on a situation right now. So that months had went by, whatever. I hit him up again, and then he finally was like, yo, he got the he got the situation going. He put me on the label and everything. And I know like a lot of artists, they get these situations where they sign with other rappers or whatever, and they feel like everything's supposed to get handed to them. He's supposed to put me in this position. Like me, to me, it's just like, damn, you gave me the key to the door. Now I gotta put that key in and turn it and open that.
Thank you.
It ain't like you ain't my servant. You ain't gonna open the door for me and tell me to walk in. You know what I mean?
Right. You still gotta have that grind, that hustle, even more.
Yeah.
But you see, you come from a hustling background, so to you, that's nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nothing was ever, like, basically nothing in my life was ever handed to me easily. Now, not to be twisted, like, I get a lot of blessings in life because I feel like I live on the right path. So a lot of things always, it'd be the smallest things. I go places and stuff would be free all of a sudden out of nowhere. Like them type of blessings, but I never had like somebody like, yo, here's a business or here's a car or here's an apartment you can live in, or you know what I mean?
Right.
I never got none of that like my whole life. So it's like I always had to hustle and grind for everything I ever got. Yeah.
Right. Speaking about the business side of things, how important it is to build relationships with people and keep those relationships. You know, I think that's part of the business as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of the most important things you can do because a lot of this stuff, like a lot of the opportunities that do come to you, it be based on relationships. So like I see artists pay their way into everything, always want to pay.
And sometimes that's
it don't work in the end because the people don't really rock with you like that.
Right.
Because you just a lick to them.
Facts.
But when you really build a relationship and they vibe out and they like, yo, this is dude, like we on the same wavelength right here.
Right.
It's a big difference.
Way big difference. Like for example, I could have just walked in the room and pulled out 10 bands. It's like, yo, can you do a verse for me? And Big probably would be like, yeah, I'll do it. But it wouldn't have been no real connection there as opposed to like, yo, I went out there, he rode me. I went to his daughter basketball game with him. He rode me around, showed me the whole Buffalo, me and Ted. He like, yo, this is where this person got shot at. This is where this person got booked. This is where these people used to be at.
Right.
Show me everything.
Y'all building a bond.
Yeah. Going out to eat, do shit like that. So like, to me, that's how I like to work with artists. Like I like to really go into their world. Like, let me get in his mindset. Let me see how he feeling. This is what he might want to write about today. Because he might have just told me that somebody just died, so he might want some deep, soulful record today. You know, he might not want to go to the club today.
Right.
Right.
Shit like that. Like, a lot of producers or artists that's coming, like, they don't really be taking that into consideration.
It's the difference between a producer and a beat maker.
Yeah.
A lot of niggas are beat makers, not too many people producers.
Yeah.
A beat maker, there's some dope beat makers that do their thing, but producer, you know better than anybody. Shock know too.
Yeah.
Paint that picture.
Yeah, when you produce and I now bring the beat and I'm like, yo, I got an idea like the hook should be like this, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, give you a comment.
Now he like, damn, I see the vision that he gave me an idea of how it should be written and what the subject should be about. But a lot of, like you said, a lot of producers, they not real producers. They just know how to get on the computer. They know rhythm. They know how to, you know what I mean?
Right.
Sample, child.
Yeah, that's it.
There's no life behind it.
Right. It's just, it's technical. It's all technical.
It can't be.
There's no soul in
fucking
it.
with people that go to school for it and stuff like not. It's good to learn, but like don't only go to school and learn some type of art. Like you gotta have the art gotta be in you. You can't just go to school and learn art form.
Gotta have a post. Gotta have soul to it.
That was the most important thing. You gotta be skillful. Cause I was in the studio. Remember with Africa? Even the style, like some people rhyme or sing a certain type of way, and that producer can work with them, whatever their flow was. And I sat there and seen this guy off scratch make this song off of this beat. And he was saying, bring it back. And he was on cue with him. And then, took whatever off while he was trying to figure out the rest of the words. And I mean, like, that was my first time actually seeing it. And then when they played it, I was just amazed that I seen the whole process.
Yeah.
And you got to be skillful at that. It's not just playing that beat. That person, you got to be in that flow with that person. You got to know how they flow and where to cut it out. Oh, yeah, yes. I like that. And then he's actually doing his part as a producer. And I'm like, damn, I don't think I would have been able to do that.
Yeah, because music's not a math equation. Like, if it sound good, it's good. You ain't got to be like, oh, let me check the hertz the decibels and all that, and
Right.
make sure that this is not hitting the ceiling. Nah, if it sound good, it's good.
Right. And some people don't have that mic. You know,
Yeah.
it's different styles.
Like your ear, right? Is it different having an ear when you're writing and recording as an artist than when you just focus on being a producer?
You saying like it's
Like when you making the beat for somebody, you got a certain ear, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, you know, you can't. But then when you the artist now, and you're writing, do you have that same ear or do you have a different ear? Because now you're cultivating what you doing.
I think with me it's like a duality, like it just go together. But I know what you're saying though, because there's a lot of beats that I'll make and I can't think of how the song would go sometimes.
Yes.
And somebody will buy the beat and do a whole record. I'm like, damn, I ain't even had no idea that record could go there, you know? So that could happen too.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, do you find yourself like writing better to somebody else's beat compared to your
Yeah, I
own
think
beat?
I do for some reason. It's
That's-
crazy.
yeah.
Oh.
A lot of people say like they be shocked when I be saying that, but it really, when I hear somebody else's beat for some reason, I think probably because like when I be making beats, I be hearing other people on them. So I'll make a beat, I'll be like, damn, this sound like Kiss will rap on this, or this sound like
Right.
Benny will rap on this, or this person, and I'm thinking of their flow as I'm making the beat sometimes.
Right.
It's not my flow. So sometimes I have to really sit there and work on the record that like I produce for myself from scratch. Like the whole mindset is the beat is for me. So like on my last project, I got a record called 3 a.m. When I started making the beat, I knew that I was making this for myself. So that was a completely different
Your mindset.
way of approaching it. Yeah.
Right. Well, whether it's your beat or your music, like, is it coming from something, a personal experience that inspires you to make it or whatever? So, like, what is your process, your artistry process?
Of like when I'm doing the beat.
Yeah, when you're doing the beat or writing, you know,
It
like,
just,
is it personal? Something you go through, like,
a lot
what
of
inspires
times,
you?
yeah, a lot of times it is. It's because that's when I was saying about how I want to know what the artist is going through in their life and everything. For me, that's how I be working. So like, if I go out to drink right now, we go pop a couple bottles, whatever. We living good, you know. We having a good ass night. I'm like, damn, I want to write. I'm listening to the music in the club, and I'm like, damn, I gotta make something like this
Right.
when I get back. Or if I'm going through some shit, like let's say somebody did me dirty or whatever,
Oh, man.
I'm gonna talk about that shit in a song.
Right.
This is my journal. This is my,
So I'm hearing shaking. I'm seeing shaking.
the
hands
music
in
is
the
my
background.
journal. That's like the stuff I talk about what's going on in my life. It's an autobiography.
Right. What about if it's someone else's experience? You know, like your guy and he just
That
went
too.
through a breakup and
Yeah.
he's venting to you.
That's
you
crazy
know?
because I actually got a song on this upcoming project when my boy called me and he like, yo, this girl getting on my nerves, bro. You should write about what I'm going through so I could play this song every time.
Are you
Pissing me
kidding
off.
me? He said it.
Yeah, he gave me a bunch of stuff. He wanted me like bullet points.
That's a
You should
friend.
talk about this. You should talk about
What?
that, and I made a whole song off
Okay,
it.
so that's
What? That was
But-
his
Yo.
song. He's gonna play that to her.
It sounds like it's my life, but I'm talking about his life on the song.
That is a first round. He gave you the
And he
whole-
hearing that shit, he like, yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's
it's
what I'm
universal
talking
because
about.
the relationship stuff, a lot of people can relate to that. Like,
Right,
you in a
right.
toxic
A lot of
relationship,
people-
y'all
And you know
arguing.
what?
Yeah.
His
He
is detailed.
knew that. That's why he came to you. Because he said, I got the thought.
Yeah.
I got the experience.
I'm not a
rather-
rapper.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I
But
can't
I
think
need
of
him
Out
to.
for me.
I need him to just project
I'm
that shit
telling
for
you
me.
something right now.
Let everybody feel that shit.
I know she think
It's
he
a dope
crazy, and
record.
she probably think you crazy. Like, you really made this for me. Like,
Yeah, he said
I
he
mean-
played every time when something going on in the house. He turned that joint up.
oh man, I
You
can't
crazy.
believe that. That is hilarious. I always
Yeah.
let me.
How did the collab with G.Dep come about? How did that relationship
G.Dep is
get
fire.
cultivated?
That came about from my other manager, Phil. So he used to manage G.Dep and Black Rob back in the day. He from Harlem.
R.I.P. Black Rob.
Yeah.
King.
So he when I met Phil, Depp was, of course he was locked up already. He was telling me like, yo, one of these days Depp coming home. He been telling Depp about me or whatever. I spoke to him on the phone a couple times. And he was going to visit Depp back and forth. So when Depp came, like before Depp was about to come home, I was picking out beats. Beats that I did, beats that my bro Easy did, And I'm like, yo, this is Dep right here. Like, this is sound. So I remember I was just playing the beats for Phil, and Phil was like, nah, that's it right there. That's the record we did called Prime Example with me, him, and Corey Guns.
Yeah, shout out to Corey.
That was supposed to be Dep's record. Yeah, he killed it. That was supposed to have been Dep's record. So right before he came home, Corey was like, yo, he want to do a couple records. So we wound up giving him that beat, and he just did one verse. And I'm like, I think Phil was like, yo, you should put you, Corey, and Dep on this. So I was like, damn, that'd be hard. So when he came home, that was the first record that he did.
Wow.
After he came home from that long bid.
Wow. Shout out to
That was
him.
You know what?
Shout out.
Back like he never left. He still got it.
Yeah.
He still got
Yeah,
it.
he jumped right into it like it wasn't nothing.
Very humble
Yeah.
guy.
A lot of rappers, they don't be sounding the same. Like, I remember I
That's
produced
what-
for Sean. He's still my guy or whatever, but like, he was honest with himself, and he's like, he don't sound the same as he did before he went to prison. And there's a lot of other rappers over time, like,
It's interesting.
prison, you know, sometimes when you go in there, you're not in that mindset. Like, you're not thinking about being a rapper when you're in prison.
Surviving.
Like, you got to survive in there. So you
that's
be on
a
a different
fact.
type of time.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the music kind of leave you if it ain't like in you like that. So when you come home, all the beats is different. People rapping different now.
Yeah,
Everything
take
is
time to
auto
adjust.
tune.
Right.
You trying to like sound like these people instead of sounding like how you used to sound.
Right.
And now the fans, we listening, we want you to sound like how we remember you 10 years ago, how you was rapping.
And
But it's
we
kind of
like
hard
that.
to do that and still sell. You know, it's tricky with stuff like that when the artists go to prison.
What? You know what? Another segue. Max B. How did that situation come about?
Max B.
Free the
came-
wave, by the way.
Oh yeah, most definitely. He be home in 6 months.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That situation came about from my bro Ty Black. Ty Black is Max B's manager as well.
From 133rd Street.
I think it might be. I don't know if it was the 140th or somewhere over there.
Shout out to Ty.
Yeah, you know Ty Black.
I'm almost 90% sure I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the Muslim brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ty Black. I guess he found out about me through Ted, and then he came around a couple times, and I had paid Max at first like to do a drop on the mixtape and everything, and then Max actually wound up hearing the record. Because then when he went to like the lower security prison, he wound up hearing the music. They had a studio in there. He recorded in there. He did a record for me, and yeah. But like, I was paying him for little drops while he was in there, sending a little bread on the books. Like, yo, you could do a drop on this mixtape for me. I was taking that route
Okay.
of just like, when you locked up, that be stuff like that be helping
Yeah,
out a
that's,
little
that's your
bit.
lifeline
That's
right
another
there.
link.
Yeah, it don't matter how much money you got when you're in prison. Like anything,
Everything else.
it don't matter how much you got on your books. Somebody sends more, that is only gonna help the
Niggas gonna
situation.
remember that too.
Yeah. So he kept it 100, and then he wound up hearing the record I did called Wipeout, and then he did a drop, and saying he went online and saying like how he liked the record and everything, and then Ty Black was saying how like he got a label that they was putting together, EMG, want me to rock with them or whatever, and it's just been a process over the years, like just building a relationship. But him and Ted, they real close. They really talk on the phone all the time. But
Ted is that guy, huh?
Yeah, he
Shout
be-
out to Ted.
he's one of the
grown man from
people.
the
He
fifth
talk.
floor.
He go in the room. He talk to people.
I hear
He's like a
that.
networker.
Okay.
Him and Phil, they both be doing that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I always ask the artist if you could describe your artistry with a fabric, whether it's silk or whatever. What would the fabric be like? Because you have a very diverse portfolio, but
Yeah.
they say cotton, we picking cotton.
I might have to say cotton because that's the most diverse one. Cotton or denim or something, because
Okay.
it could be, for example, denim. You could wear that to the club. You could wear that to work.
Okay.
You could throw some denim on with a polo shirt on and wear that on to the church on Sunday or whatever. It's diverse. So I feel like that's probably what I am the most out of any of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something, because we're so like multi-talented. My people, I just love my people so much. If you weren't doing what you're doing now, what is another talent? What would you be doing?
If I wasn't doing this,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, this probably saved my life. I probably still be hustling
Okay.
if I ain't had music, because that was what kept me out of the street stuff I was doing. Like when I got booked and I came home, my mindset was like, damn, how do I work for 40 hours
Come
and
on.
just get like $400 or $500 a week? That ain't make no sense. I'm like, I'm doing that by 11 o'clock in the morning every day.
Right.
It really made no sense to me. So the music, I was doing that, like going to work or whatever, coming home, making beats, recording. It was like, it was keeping me busy to where I wasn't even in the streets because I had to go to work. I didn't want to get violated, parole.
Mm-hmm.
It really like saved me from a lot of the stuff I was doing at the time, I feel like. So I think like if I didn't
Probably
have
saved your
this,
life.
I probably would have just said fuck it and just kept hustling,
Okay.
thinking I ain't gonna get caught and still get caught anyway.
Right.
That's how it always happened. Like I was locked up with people that been in there 10, 15 times already
Oh man.
and still talk. They like this one dude, I remember he was like 65 years old. And he like, yo, when I come back, I'm gonna do this. And I'm sitting there like, damn, you in here, you didn't even go home yet. You talking about when you come back and you old, like you way too old to have that mindset of coming back to prison. Like I feel like, you know, everybody, you had those years when you're in your 20s and stuff, you messing up. But once you start getting past that time frame, it's like your mindset got to change.
Time to go the fuck up.
So he
When
knew,
you start having kids and everything, you can't be
Right.
thinking like that no more.
consciously he knew that he was going back.
Yeah. Because he said, when I come back, I'm going to have this on the books and I'm going to make sure my chick do this. And now he was planning it out already.
And you consciously knew that conversation ain't too
Yeah, and
well.
I'm 19 thinking like that. I'm like,
It's like, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah, this ain't
What?
it.
This ain't it. I'm not coming back.
Yep.
Oh
See,
man, my
it's
people.
funny how you say that because right now in hip hop, you pay attention to what's going on, man. You got people getting indicted for various things left and right.
Oh, yeah. The microscope is on us
The
right
microscope is on us real heavy and not in a good way. You know what I'm saying?
now. They making examples out of people.
When you see what's going on, number one, what does that tell you? And number two, what do you tell like the people around you as far as like how to move and how to maneuver, especially with, they treating rap like it's the mob now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas catching Ricos behind this shit.
Rico's real.
Like, make that
Every
make
day.
sense. Like, where is it? When did it become cool to be an idiot?
I think for them, they don't know they're idiots sometimes. Like, sometimes it just be,
Niggas be dry.
they be thinking they smarter than everybody.
Yeah,
Like a lot of people in prison, it's smart people in prison. They just
they just was
dumb
dumb that
mistakes.
day.
I call it
Yeah.
smart dumb.
Nah, cause you see niggas online, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, nigga, we up to score with them niggas, man. You know what I mean? We up to score with them niggas or whatever. And then before you know it, get locked up 2 months later. Somebody snitching. Yeah,
snitching
nigga.
on they
It's
self.
you, nigga.
Yeah.
You snitching.
You.
He said they snitching.
These
on
niggas don't
themselves.
gotta fuck. These niggas, you making their job
Instagram.
easy. All they gotta do is sit and watch the laptop. You gonna tell them what you doing. You gonna show them what you doing. And you
Yeah.
go on these podcasts. That's another thing. You got rappers and people going on these podcasts telling them about shit.
my God.
Statute of limitations not up.
Oh my god.
Niggas are being goofy or whatever. And these
Yeah,
content
sorry.
creators, like I've been in situations, man, and I had one situation that happened at the I think I told you about it before, Car Studios or whatever, when some shit had happened. And I ain't put that shit out or whatever because, you know what I mean? We ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want, first of all, I don't want to be attached to that personally. And second of all, man, that's not the type of
Right.
energy that we want to project as far as like what we want to do on our platform type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So it's
Yeah.
like, but the average person don't have integrity nowadays. So they gonna look at it like, yo, we putting it out there, fuck it.
Right.
So like, what do you say to people around you? Cause I know you got artists around you that you work with as well, or whatever, that's like up under you or whatever, to make them understand like, yo, y'all niggas gotta move militant, y'all gotta move smart because this is how these dudes is moving now.
Yeah, I basically be telling them like just be mindful of your actions and think about like, damn, when I post this online, what could they get out of this? So if I post something and I'm incriminating myself or whatever. Like, am I doing the job for them? Like, it's basically you doing their work for them.
Yeah,
they ain't gotta do much, but go on your profile and just look at your story.
Yeah,
look at your locations, look at everything. They it's like the case is sealed already by then. So
you gotta tell them like, what's the worst that could happen once I hit send?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Think about it like that. Like,
that's interesting.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
A whole lot.
Yeah, a whole lot could happen. Well, how important is it to you, like, just to make sure that your team is okay and everyone, you know, the loyalty, you can trust people, and like what certain steps and conversations do you have with your team players to make sure that everything's okay? Because I've seen video of T.I. being pulled off buses, and I mean this person being, you know what I mean? I'm like, what the hell is going on?
So like, even like, I got a wide variety of people.
Okay.
So I got people that got legal gun licenses around and all that.
Okay.
Like, completely legal. I got people that, you know, did time, whatever, come home, they change their life around. I got younger people that they don't give a fuck about nothing. So I be trying to focus on them people because I feel like these the ones that can be more destructive to everybody.
Right? Like,
yeah. So I try to pull them to the side, give them a little game. Okay. You could tell if they listen or if it's going in one ear or out the other.
You don't know right away.
You're talking to somebody, yeah.
Right.
If it's the vibe of it's going in one ear out the other, you gotta be distanced a little bit. You can't be around too much.
Okay.
After 2 minutes, you'll be like, get the fuck out of here. You're not listening to what I'm saying anyway.
Because you're gonna be a problem for yourself and for us.
And for me. And we can't have that because you're gonna do some shit and I'm gonna be attached to it because I'm the face of this thing or whatever.
Exactly. That's how it always goes.
That's how it is.
Whoever the face, that's who they going after.
You the boss.
We're not fucking up the church money.
Before we go, 2 more things. Number one, how did you get that Kanye hookup? Producing that track for him.
That actually happened from
Kanye.
That stemmed
from a whole nother
that record.
Shout out to him though. That nigga genius.
That record's actually a beat that I was never played for him. So shout out to French because he actually put that together. It was more like a collaboration thing. I gave some beats to French and he added some stuff on or whatever. Played them for Kanye.
Right.
And I found out, like, it got leaks. I ain't even know about it yet. He was doing, like, a little listening party or whatever, and the people weren't supposed to bring phones in. Somebody recorded it, and I wound up hearing about it. I think I kind of messed. This was, like, I never really got no big placements yet at the time, so I went online, went in forums talking and stuff, like, trying to figure out what was going on, and I felt like the record had got scrapped because of that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I kind of, like, I learned a lesson that day, like, keep anything that's going on, like keep that shit under wraps until it's time for
until everyone agrees to put it out.
Like I ain't going. I don't know 100% if that's the reason why I want to get scrapped, but that was like people around. I know like people around. Like shout out my guy GLC 88 Keys. I know people like that be around Kanye, and that was the information that I was received that like
especially GLC.
It got hit the internet too much and it got scrapped. Yeah,
GLC a dope ass rapper.
Oh yeah, he is. That's my guy right there. We got a record together too.
You know what I'm
yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kanye because he's a genius.
Yeah, he's a genius.
How people talking about him?
He been making it hard to stay a fan of him lately, but I always respect him and look up to him. Yeah. From like the time where I really started, which is like in high school, up until this point.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm like, damn, bro, you making it so hard right now to defend you.
I know it's so hard.
Yeah.
He's
nigga, when I seen him come out that room with the black hood on, and I seen Academics expression.
I laughed so hard.
Academics was just like
straight face too.
He said this wasn't an interview. This was the Kanye experience.
Yeah, Academics looking like, yo, I want to get the fuck out of here so bad. He wanted to, you know what I mean? But he stuck it through.
He knew he was about to be in the middle of some shit.
Yeah, he knew it. You know what I mean? But he thugged it out though. You feel me?
He been making sense sometimes, but you just decompress.
No, he do a lot of times. He do make sense. It's just the way he delivered the message. It be so crazy.
So much.
People don't get the message.
Angry, so it's understandable.
So now, what's sometimes coming up, man? What's what's going on with the team? What's going on with you? You know what I mean? Tell everybody what's coming up next.
Oh yeah, right now we about to drop this. There Will Be Tears Deluxe Edition. I'm adding on. I'm trying to like keep it down to like 6 songs because I got other projects I'm working on.
There will be tears.
But I got like 6 songs I'm adding on to it. The project did good so far. A lot of people been rocking with it. I got more records I'm dropping videos too. We just got to finish doing the tour with the Lock, so we about to see what other tours is going on in the spring and the summer.
Dope.
Working on a movie. Shout out to Phil Kazi putting that together for me. Working on a Life is Crazy movie. Just always trying to like push the envelope and do something
different.
Yeah, like right now I'm organizing a art exhibition out where I live out in Allentown.
Okay.
And it's going to run for 5 weeks, and it's art that I curate. All the pieces are going to be on the wall, but it's going to be stuff that from like artists that I work with or artists that I'm fans of. And then you walk in, and it's going to I don't want to give it away too much, but it's basically going to be like an experience where you walk in, see the art hanging up, got the playlist going. That's music that I curated from artists that I listen to. So now you're getting the music and the visual art together.
Okay, that's
it's like a full like experience. I'm putting. We in the middle of like finalizing it right now, but it's going to be probably sometime in June.
That's dope. Cause most hip hop artists ain't doing stuff like that.
Yeah, and I got some special guest artists that's well-known artists that's going to be a part of this too. Like visual artists, like painters and stuff.
That's dope. I love the diversity of your business, and you're not just stuck in one area making music or producing. And that just shows that you can do more than one thing. Obviously, you need a team and other people to help and assist that, but you're not boxed in. And I love that. We definitely want to come out and support and stuff like that.
Appreciate
Get
that.
some exclusive interviews or whatever.
I appreciate that.
I like that. I love art, and I love your artistry, and your music is really dope.
Thank you.
That's a fact.
Give you your flowers now.
I appreciate
Yes,
that.
yes.
Yeah.
You know what? Give him cigars now.
Yeah.
I mean, you give him flowers. I'm gonna give him cigars. Somebody had to pull my coat down recently. Like, yeah, I ain't giving no man no flowers. Nah, I'm giving him a cigar.
Yeah, because you got some good Cubans. I'm all for that.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah.
another man can give another man flowers.
No.
No.
We ain't doing that. That's a big pause.
That's a big pause.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything is now doing
All right, y'all remember that, fellas.
Okay.
If you wanna give,
niggas ain't dying today like 100.
right, if you wanna give current homage to your brother, you're giving him a cigar.
I don't see nothing wrong with no
Stop
daggone-
playing
I
with
like
it.
that, though. I like that.
No. We changing it today. Today.
Toes
That's a
down.
fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We giving our brother a cigar.
All
Yes.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
A Cuban cigar.
A Cuban.
best.
The hand roll of the hand rolled family.
Fact.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Listen, it is.
Listen,
what it
man.
is.
On that note,
On that note, we stand 10 toes down.
Yeah, I
We
know what it
appreciate
is.
you coming in.
yeah, man.
And
Yeah, me
we
too.
wish you nothing but
Yeah,
great success
man.
and good health.
Yeah, I know what it is, man.
Yeah, 10 toes
definitely.
down.
Let's get it.
Thank you.